What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited because we are sharing the new ABH Norvina Collection Volume 4 eyeshadow palette. Today it's all about this baby right here, so if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Let's get right into the nitty-gritty. Norvina will be expanding her Norvina collection by adding another new Pro Pigment palette. This is volume number 4. If you guys are not up to date, she already has other 3, volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. And now today I'm going to be sharing with you volume 4. I'm reading off their website because I feel like that's the best and most accurate information that you'll get. So I'm just going to be reading a little bit of their website to tell you guys a little bit more about this palette. Also gotta let you know, in the back of the packaging you get all the kind of information that you pretty much need in regards to pigment and all that good stuff. It also tells you that the palette is vegan, it's also cruelty free, the packaging is recyclable, and it lasts 18 months from when you open the package. Anyways, let's continue. This is a 25 deluxe size high performance shade with spring inspired color story, and this was actually created as a sister for the original Norvina palette, which I'll be showing you guys here as well. Norvina has a palette with unnecessarily Hills that is actually called Norvina, and it literally, if you compare these two side by side, they look like sister. Like, probably some of these shades are pretty damn similar as well. So this is just basically like the big sister of that palette, of that original palette. But today, again, my main focus is going to be on this one, the new one that you guys probably want to know what the hell it is. I'm going to show you guys now the swatches. We have A1, which is a warm metallic. We have A2, lavender with a duochrome shift press pigment. And we're going to be talking about press pigment in a bit as well, because I want to give you guys more information on these press pigment and what it is. A3 is described as a metallic magenta press pigment. A4 is a matte peachy taupe. A5 is a multi-dimensional rosy metallic pink. B1 is a metallic golden sand. B2 is a matte mauvey pink pressed pigment. B3 is a matte light cinnamon pressed pigment. B4 is a multi-dimensional metallic deep rose. B5 is a matte gray with a pink undertone pressed pigment. C1 is a frosted metallic baby pink pressed pigment as well. C2 is a matte electric pink. It is also pressed pigment. C3 is a blue duochrome purple shift pressed pigment. C4 is a matte lavender pressed pigment. C5 is a matte red pressed pigment. D1 is a matte peachy based pressed pigment. D2 is a matte electric yellow pressed pigment. D3 is a dazzling metallic beige amber. D4 is a pink with a duochrome magenta shift and is also a pressed pigment. D5 is a matte deep cinnamon shadow. E1 is a matte carnation pink pressed pigment. E2 is a multi-dimensional gold sea foam green pressed glitter. E3 is a multi-dimensional mauve pink pressed glitter. E4 is a matte deep berry pressed pigment. And E5 is a matte hot pressed pigment. So these are all of the shades and their description as what they kind of are. I'm also going to share with you guys some of this pressed pigment and what they mean. So you also get a label where it shares that shades A2, A3, B2, B3, B5, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, D1, D2, D4, E1, E4, and E5 are not intended for use around the immediate eye area. And what the hell does that even mean? The reason is because these are pressed pigment. And now you're probably wondering, are pressed pigment dangerous? Not inherently, you guys, but they are referred to an eyeshadow formula that it's basically unfinished. It's like a format that is lacking a binder agent where it helps like the eyeshadow to blend. So you get those eyeshadow that blend so easy. They have this binding agent that helps them do that. These pressed pigment don't have that, and therefore are more likely and harder for these shadows to blend on the eye. And they're also non-eye safe colors in the US at least. And all this means is that these products are most likely to cause staining on the eyes, which I'm also going to show you in this tutorial, and more likely to cause irritation, especially if you have sensitive eyes, which a lot of people probably don't like. I personally don't mind it. Some of these shadows did stain my eyes, but I honestly did not mind it because I love the way they work, and I never had a problem with ABH products whatsoever. I just want to give you guys a little information in case you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the eyeshadows, because it does help you at the end of the day when working with these kind of pigments and shadows to understand how to apply them. Anyways, moving on, I'm actually recreating a look that I did last year. I really love the shape of it, so I'm just gonna go off that. I'm starting with this ABH primer as well. It's a little bit drying, but I actually like it. I gotten used to using it. What I do is I hydrate underneath the eyes before I apply this. Also, a little goes a long way with this stain, and I'm using a Real Technique brush, which I absolutely love, to blend out concealer. Moving on to the first shade I'm using is A3. I'm applying this on the crease using a Morphe brush. I'm using this as my base for the two other colors that I'm going to be combining. Next, I'm going in with the shade E5. It's a very nice hot pink. It's very vibrant, and I'm applying this just the same format that I applied the first one. Moving on to the E4, to the shade E4, which is a darker kind of like purple hue. I'm applying this on the outer crease, and I'm extending it all the way out. As you can see, just literally dragging the shadow out. It's super basic, you guys, what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna go ahead and combine the super pink with that purple with the outer corners into the middle shade that we applied. Next, I'm moving on to the shade E1, and I just wanted to help blend out that kind of sharp edge that we had going on the crease, and this did just that. I really like how these shadows are blending and they working, and the pigment and all of that. Really nice, you guys. I didn't have any problems when it came to the blending these shadows, and overall the pigment, it's there, which is what we usually like go for or worry about. I'm also gonna go ahead and cut the crease all the way out. You guys know the basics of with my cut creases. I'm also going down the middle at an angle, doing that cut, and I'm also doing a wing out concealer wing. Makes sense? I don't know, hopefully it does, but you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go in with the shade BA, and I'm gonna apply that first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the shade E4 right next to that one, just to darken and create like a gradient effect right behind that. But I felt like it was a little dark, so I went with E1 on the inner corners just to brighten up that look. And I'm also adding these colors onto that concealer wing that we created. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of that pressed glitter, which is E3. I absolutely love this shade, you guys. They also have like a sticky texture, so you don't really need to use any sort of glitter adhesive to apply these. They will stick onto the shadow pretty nicely. And next, I'm gonna go into the new Electric Cake liner, which is part of this collection, new collection as well. And I'm actually gonna have a whole completely different video, you guys, because I really want to give you a lot of information on these. I feel like there's just so much that I want to cover on these liners, but these are water activated liners. I'm going to be using the shade Electric Yellow, and this one definitely looked a little bit like patchy, but they glide on so well, you guys. I really liked it. There was no crack whatsoever. Again, I'm going to be doing a completely different video on these because I want to show you and I want to share a lot of information. Next, we're going to move on to the lower lashes. I'm applying the same colors that I use on the lid, which are the shade E4, E2, and just to blend the whole look out, I use E1 just to create that blowout effect, which you guys see here, and I really love how it turned out, honestly. I also went ahead and applied some lashes on the top and the bottom, and I also added a little bit of the shade A2 as a highlight. And you guys, these shades, the shimmers, are my favorite part of this whole entire eyeshadow palette. I feel like they look so beautiful, and they kind of look wet. They have this beautiful like look to it that is gonna look bomb for any eye look, especially for those of you that love like more soft glams. I'm gonna bring you guys so many more looks, so let me know if you guys enjoy this tutorial or this little video that I did here for this new collection. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you on my next one. Don't forget to share it because it helps a ton. Give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.